Reality feels solid, stable, as though it exists independently of you, untouched by your thoughts, emotions, memories, or expectations. You wake up each day and move through the world believing that what you are experiencing is simply reality as it is. You walk through familiar places, interact with people, react to situations, and assume that what you notice is the full picture, that what you see is objective, neutral, and complete. But that belief is an illusion, because the reality you experience is not the world itself. It is a version of the world constructed inside your mind. At every moment, your brain is overwhelmed with information, sounds behind you that never reach awareness, subtle changes in temperature, tiny shifts in light, movements at the edge of your vision, sensations from your body, thoughts arising without invitation, memories resurfacing unexpectedly, emotions coloring perception before you even realize they are present. Millions of signals arrive every second, yet only a fraction of them ever become conscious experience. Not because the rest are unimportant, but because your attention filters them out. Attention is not passive, it is selective by necessity. Your brain cannot process everything at once, so it chooses what to focus on. And whatever it chooses becomes the reality you experience. This is why two people can live through the same moment and walk away with entirely different interpretations. One remembers the criticism in a conversation. Another remembers the encouragement. One feels rejected and withdraws. Another feels challenged and motivated. One carries resentment for years. Another lets go almost immediately. The external situation did not change. The attention did. Attention does not simply select information, it amplifies it. Whatever you focus on feels closer, louder, heavier, and more emotionally charged. Whatever you ignore slowly fades, even if it remains present in the environment. This is why problems seem to grow the longer attention stays fixed on them. Why anxiety intensifies when the mind constantly scans for danger. Why stress becomes overwhelming when every thought returns to what could go wrong. Your brain treats attention as a signal, a message that says, this matters. Allocate energy here. Build meaning around this. And meaning changes everything. Meaning shapes belief. Belief influences behavior. Behavior shapes outcomes. Over time, those outcomes accumulate into patterns. And those patterns become what you call your life. This does not mean your experiences are imaginary. It means they are interpreted. When attention repeatedly returns to fear, the world feels unsafe. When it returns to lack, the world feels scarce. When it returns to comparison, the world feels competitive and hostile. When it returns to resentment, the world feels unfair. But when attention rests on learning, curiosity, or growth, the same world feels different. Opportunities become visible. Challenges feel meaningful. Setbacks feel temporary rather than defining. None of these realities are false, but none of them are complete. Attention narrows perception. It creates clarity at the cost of wholeness. This narrowing is useful. Without it, you would be overwhelmed. But when attention becomes rigid, unconscious, or repetitive, it locks you into a limited experience of reality. You begin to see the same patterns everywhere. You expect the same outcomes. You react in the same ways. And slowly, without realizing it, your world shrinks. Awareness begins where attention becomes intentional. When you start noticing what repeatedly captures your focus, something changes. You stop asking only, why does my life feel this way? And begin asking, what has my attention been feeding, day after day? Because attention is the doorway through which reality enters the mind. And what you repeatedly allow through that doorway determines not just how the world feels, but how you interpret events, how you respond to people, and ultimately, who you become. In the next episode, we will explore why your attention is so easily pulled away, why distraction feels compulsive, and why this is not a personal weakness, but a predictable consequence of how the human mind evolved.